Merlin ID is one of the best tools that we can possibly use in the birding world. It's a free app directly on your phone that helps you identify birds. But today I thought I'd have a little bit of fun. How good is Merlin ID at identifying pop culture birds? Alright, so essentially how this is going to work today is I have a list of pop culture birds on my phone. I'm going to use the Merlin ID photo feature. This is a great free tool. If you're interested in identifying birds and you do take pictures of birds, I recommend using Merlin ID. Submit your photos into Merlin ID so that they can help you ID them. It's not 100% accurate, but what I have found in the past is if I crop the photo and it's a clear looking photo, Merlin ID is pretty much almost always spot on. So how we're gonna do this today is I'm going to use these pop culture birds, see what Merlin ID comes up with. So let's get into it. So the first bird today on my list is Woody the woodpecker. Now this is an iconic pop culture bird. I'm not exactly sure where it's from. Like always, we're going to say I don't know when it comes to location, just to start out. So right off the bat, we have the fiery-billed aracari. Now some of these birds are not downloaded on my Merlin app. I don't have the whole 10,000 birds downloaded on my phone. That would be incredible file sizes. But an aracari kind of looks like a mainstream toucan. And right below that, you can see we have a Toko toucan. So that's like Toucan Sam, which is not on this list. I probably should have included Toucan Sam. That would have been a good one. Obviously, Woody the woodpecker is a woodpecker species. So green hermit, no idea what that is, but definitely not a woodpecker species. Red masked parakeet, kind of looks like Woody the woodpecker. Red jungle fowl, so straight up chicken. Does have the right colors, I'll give it that. But unfortunately, no woodpeckers on our list to start this off. All right, so Woody the woodpecker is actually based off of the pileated woodpecker. Some people have speculated that it was supposed to be the ivory-billed woodpecker, but they look incredibly similar. So Merlin ID, incorrect on the first pop culture bird. My goal today is just to get it to identify maybe one or two of these pop culture birds. That'd be pretty cool. Also, two of these are cartoons, so maybe Merlin ID not being able to identify them is a good sign. I don't know. I'll let you decide. Let's move on to the next bird real quick. Next bird that we have on our list is Daffy Duck. Now this is a Looney Tunes icon, obviously. Most of you in the US at least should be familiar with a lot of these birds. Daffy Duck is a domestic mallard. That's what it's based off of. I can tell you that right now. Let's see what bird it pulls up. So it has a crested oropendola. Don't even know what that bird is. Let me know in the comments below if you know what a crested oropendola is. We have a yellow-winged kakake. Another bird I don't know. All of these are exotic birds. Large-billed crow. I'm assuming a large-billed crow is black, so at least we have that coloration going on. Good job, Merlin. Giant cowbird. Also assuming that that's a black bird. Not exactly sure, though. Jamaican crow. Another crow species. Unfortunately, no ducks even included on this list, although there aren't a lot of ducks that are actually black, except for perhaps like a domestic mallard or your American black duck. So Merlin ID has failed the second pop culture bird, which is Daffy Duck. All right, moving into our third bird, we have owl from Winnie the Pooh. Now, honestly, I kind of think if Merlin ID is going to get any of these birds, it's gotta be owl. He's based off of, I believe it's a tawny owl. Honestly, not even the internet knows what owl from Winnie the Pooh is based off of. But because they have British accents, I'm going to say it's an owl from the UK. But honestly, if Merlin ID gets any of these birds right, it's a win. Ooh, first bird, it thinks that owl from Winnie the Pooh is an American goshawk. I think Merlin ID is doing owl a little bit of favors. American goshawks seem a little bit too cool for owl from Winnie the Pooh, but that's okay. Mitrid parakeet, not sure about that one, Merlin ID. Those are not native to the US, but they do live in California, so you might get lucky. I actually featured one of those birds a few videos ago when I visited a rehab center, so that was kind of cool. Loggerhead shrike. Can you imagine owl from Winnie the Pooh just going out and just grabbing Piglet, sticking him right on a spike? Nah, me either. That's horrible. Blue-crowned parakeet. Also not owl. Red masked parakeet. All right, no owl species suggested. This was the one that I thought Merlin ID was going to get right. Again, this is not a shot at Merlin ID at all. These are cartoon characters, so it might actually be a good sign that Merlin ID isn't getting these birds accurately because they don't really look like owl. You can tell it's an owl, but it doesn't really look like a real owl. Look at those humanoid eyes. 3 for 3 failed in this challenge so far. Let's move on to the next one real quick. Mordecai. Now, this is more of a modern TV show. I think it came out around the time that I was in high school. Obviously, he's based off of a blue jay. Let's see. Ooh. All right, first bird Merlin ID pulls up for Mordecai based off of a blue jay. Antarctic Prion. I don't even know what that is. Bermuda petrel. These are some exotic birds. Red-billed oxpecker. Is that even a real bird? I don't know. Blue petrel, okay. Blue. Merlin ID's leaning into that blue. Here's a bird that we actually have downloaded in our packs, a white-faced storm petrel. So that's interesting. Doesn't look, actually, honestly, it kind of looks like Mordecai. Look at those thin legs. Mordecai has those thin legs. Oh boy. All right. It's failed 4 for 4. Now that's going to lead me to the sponsor of this video, which is myself. So quick break. We'll be right back in a second. All right, what's up guys? Quick interjection into this video. I have a special guest over here. Why are you 30 feet away?
Hello guys, my name is Maddie and I am Jordan's sister. I'm excited to be partnering with Bright-Eyed Birding for some merch designs. I'm a professional artist and I did some designs for the fall edition of the merch. I'm also working on some designs for future projects with Bright-Eyed Birding, and I can't wait. So let's go look at a little sneak peek of the designs.
All right, Maddie, so real quick, just for the viewers, you made all of these by hand. Like, this is paper. Talk us through this one real quick.
So this is the front of the shirt, the design that's gonna be on the front of the shirt. I'm a traditional artist, so most of my work is paper, paintings, drawings, things like that. So all of my work is originally done that way, and then I put it in Photoshop, clean it up, make it look good. This particular one is done in watercolor, and you're gonna see a lot of pen work as well. Really excited with how this one turned out. Yeah, so this is gonna be on the back of the shirt, similar design to the front. It's all done in watercolor, and then using black ink to do the detail work. Thank you guys so much for your support, and let's get back to the birds.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's get back into this challenge real quick. We're going back to my photos. This is the bird that looks the least like what it's inspired after. This is obviously Roadrunner from the Looney Tunes. And honestly, what were they thinking? Roadrunner's my favorite bird, greater Roadrunner specifically, and this is an injustice. Look how horrible, like, what is that, a peacock? Little raven, not a Roadrunner. Pied crow, also not a Roadrunner. White-breasted wood swallow. Definitely not a Roadrunner. Laughing gull. Laughing gull, this bird is literally blue. The large-billed crow. I mean, come on. Unfortunately, Merlin is 0 for 5. It is kind of cool to talk about what these pop culture birds are based off of, though. So obviously, Roadrunner is based off of the Roadrunner, greater Roadrunner probably. And again, artists had never seen a Roadrunner before in their lives when they created this one. Merlin ID, I believe in you. You can do one. All right, next we have Tweety Bird. Now, Tweety Bird, I found out, again, barely looks like a bird, but it's based off of a yellow canary, white-capped albatross. I mean, where is it pulling this data from? Trumpeter swan, spectacled weaver. There's part of me that wonders if this data is getting like sent, like this Merlin ID system's like, oh my goodness, we don't know what this is. Sends it to the people in charge of like Cornell, and they're looking at all of these cartoon birds now. Thick-billed, euphonia, black-capped petrel. So apparently what Merlin likes to do when it doesn't know what it's looking at, it likes to go out on pelagics and just rub it in your face and say, look, we know this is what you want to see. We know you want to go on a pelagic. Your Tweety Bird is a petrel. So 0 for 6, Merlin ID. Now again, Merlin is much more accurate with real birds, and I definitely encourage people to check out this amazing tool. It'll help you identify birds. It'll help you learn more about birds. There's little blurbs about those birds, and the app now gives you a bird of the day, so you can go looking for your bird of the day as well. Let's go with Scuttle. In the live action movie, they changed Scuttle into a gannet. I think that's dope. I love gannets. The original Scuttle was based off of a gull, a fork-obsessed gull. So if it picks any gull species, we'll be happy. Common raven, my bird of the day. Not even close, Merlin. Fish crow, not close either. California condor, cool bird, but not what we're looking for. Brown pelican, that's probably the closest we're gonna get. And red-billed oxpecker. I am so curious about what this red-billed oxpecker is because it keeps suggesting it. Brown pelican, that's probably the closest Merlin has gotten today. It is a seabird, at least. We'll go 2 more times into my photos. This chap right here is good old Donald Duck. Now, Donald is definitely a domestic mallard. It's like the Aflac mallard. It's the pop culture mallard that you see in everything. Those domestic white mallards with the orange bills. Come on, Merlin. Fish crow. Ooh, white-tailed hawk. That's cool. American goshawk. Merlin ID is upgrading some of these characters, I'll tell you that. Loggerhead Shrike. Oh my goodness, back on this. Then Mickey Mouse wouldn't be here with us, would he? Purple Martin. Another cool bird. 0 for 7. Honestly, my hopes were low, but we got one more bird that Merlin ID can try to identify. Zazu. Now, Zazu is obviously from The Lion King, and he is based off of a hornbill. Ooh, okay, so honestly, Zazu looks a lot more like a toko toucan than he does a hornbill that he's based off of. And so honestly, I have to give props to Merlin. Great job, Merlin. Chinstrap penguin, sooty tern. Ooh, hooded oriole, I like that. That's cool. Mandarin duck. No, I mean, it was close on this one. Zazu, I think this is more of a testament to how bad the artists were in trying to draw these birds accurate, but obviously they weren't trying too hard because, I mean, we have the Abomination, that's the Roadrunner from Looney Tunes. I'm sure some of you have tried this at home already just to see if Merlin ID can identify any of your favorite mascots or pop culture birds. I'm here to tell you right now, it doesn't, at least the sample that I had, which I feel like is pretty representative. But again, it's not supposed to. It's supposed to identify real birds. And sometimes it doesn't even get those right. But I will say this, it is a very cool tool that's only getting better and better every single day. So I encourage you to download the Merlin app. Let me know in the comments below, did you like this style of video? Thank you so much for joining me on this video. I hope to see you all next time on Bright-Eyed Birding.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Dang, it's gonna take all night.
I am the sister of Bright-Eyed Birding.
It's not my name, bro.
You can wear them wherever you want. All weather conditions.
Okay, let me. I'm excited to join the birding community.
No, don't do that.
Let's get back to the birds.
That's going in.